Hello, Semoji and everyone else. This is a response to the classes and levels video. I think I absolutely prefer classless systems as well, but some of the good things that class-based and role-based systems have, um, those that have a level advancement. I think it is easier for a completely new player to get into because the advancement is very visible. It's easy for them to look at the book and see, okay, I'm a level 1 or whatever, and I have these things, and when I get to here, I will have these awesome things. That's very easy to grasp. Um, of course, it's also very having iconic roles, for example, is a way to get that niche protection that I've mentioned earlier on. For example, if you need to interpret magical runes, well, you need to turn to the wizard for that. If you need someone to make a disguise for your party, then it's probably best to ask the thief to do it. Just some general examples, but you get the idea. These are the people who are the best in the party at this particular thing or a particular collection of things, and means that they are needed and, you know, not just there along for the ride. Level-based system also has this good thing where because the advancement is so very clear, it is easy to mechanically compare characters to one another to gauge their chances of survival against each other, for example, or their chances against certain monsters or what have you. The mechanical portrayal of all these things is very clear, usually. It takes some time for you to get accustomed to the way the mechanics work and how things affect one another, and that does take some work. But yeah, it has. That's a big plus in my book, at least. And like I said, for a new gamer, whether they are the player or the game master, it's just easier to get into. And of course, you know, if they are of that mindset where they like planning a lot, then those types of games are perfect because they get to plan their character. However, this is where we turn to the negatives. In 3rd edition, 4th edition D&D, Pathfinder, the fact that you need to plan out what feats you take and when, what sorts of spells play well together, what things are completely useless to this particular character, all that stuff is way too much effort in my mind to ask of any player. Some players love it, but I'm willing to bet that most players don't. They do it because they have to, because that's what the game is. But they don't spend weeks going over books and fine-tuning this and that. They go with what feels best or what looks best at that moment. And it's one of the reasons why in my Pathfinder game, for example, I always leave the door open for mechanical changes to the character. If someone says that, hey, I haven't used this feat at all, I took it like 2 levels ago, but could I change it? And I always say yes, of course you can, because it's a thing, it's a flaw in those role and class and level based systems where certain things, mechanical things, will be very arbitrary. Like, yeah, you need to have this feat and this feat and this much strength or intelligence to qualify for this one. It's overly complex. And one of the main reasons why I like Dungeon Crawl Classics over Pathfinder, even though Dungeon Crawl Classics has levels in it, but there's no planning involved. None. No feats, no skill points, forget it, just play. And there are only 10 levels. And that's not even a sort of, it's an aggregate for sort of personal power to that character, sure, but it's not. A first level character can kill a 5th level character if they get lucky. It's can happen, and it's not the same thing. You don't go from 1 to 20th level, where at 1 you are, well, very fragile, and at 20 you are a god. In DCC, even at level 10, you are very, very mortal and aware of it. But the thing is, a major negative point, I think, is that it fosters a level-based advancement, fosters this mentality, like you mentioned, that you are always waiting for the next big thing, meaning that you are always slightly disappointed in what you have right now. You are always like, oh, god damn, why can't we be next level so that I could be better at this and that, because now I don't have this and that, and I want this and that, and then you get to that level and you're, for a short while, you're like, yes, now I can do this and that, and now I want the other thing. Why can't we be? Yeah, it keeps going like that forever. It's maybe players aren't that vocal about wanting constant advancement, wanting more all the time, but it's in the back of their minds because that's the way those level-based systems work. There's no getting around it. Classless or not level-based but point-based advancement is a bit more fluid, in that, for example, the World of Darkness games, they always have these fluid and gradual advancement where you don't ding a level. You get a certain amount of experience, and if that experience is enough for you to get the thing you want, then you buy it with the experience points you have. You spend it up, and now you have the new thing. It can be a higher attribute, score, a skill, a merit, whatever. And there, it does not make you feel like you're always in a rush with character advancement, because it is gradual, and it does lend itself better to those kinds of games where it's not about constantly winning the big fight or saving the town or whatever. So yeah, I think that's one of the differences, where level-based systems are usually seen in games that are sort of high fantasy or have these sort of, are meant for big events, and the skill point ones are usually, they're usually the ones where you don't have to do the big thing to advance. You can slowly work and still get there. But yeah, of course, this is very, very dependent on what the campaign style is, what the themes are, what the campaign world is like. But you know what I mean. Yeah, overall, I do value classless systems better, where you can expand in any direction you see fit. And of course, in like New World of Darkness, where it is those experience points that you buy stuff with, there it is suggested that yeah, you tie in this advancement with the story. So for example, if you want to take a computer as a new skill, well then you took some computer 101 classes, and that's why you have the skill now, you know. Or you went to the range and shot a couple of rounds during these last couple of weeks. So yeah, but in, for example, the latest versions of D&D, you get a level and now suddenly you have this new thing. No rhyme or reason to it. It's there because you picked it. And it would be actually unfair in that system to demand the player to role play it out, because that's not what the system is suited for. So yet again, one more plus to the classless system column. But those are my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what yours are, and have a very nice day. Bye.